Hi guys, how's it going? Captain Foley back with you again today. This is how we do it. Just gotta get resituated. All right, let's see what we're gonna talk. In the Cradle of Vexilon. Vexilon is such a great name. I'm just saying, it's pretty fantastic. So, this was the third episode of Lord X Season 4. And after the first two, this one was a little bit of a meh for me. It was all right. There's nothing that I found super exciting about the episode. Nothing that I found super funny. I actually got quite frustrated with Boimler. I understand that he wanted to do things his own way, and I can totally relate to that. I'm the exact same way. I prefer to do things myself than to have other people do them for me, because quite frankly, they don't do it right. So I kind of get it, but at the same time, I was super frustrated with him. So the Boimler story was all right. He did die and saw the Great Koala, which was quite interesting. And I also saw the Black Mountain that Shax was had talked about after he died as well. So the Black Mountain made a return. The Koala made a return, which is neat and all. But as for the other story of the hazing, I wasn't a huge fan of that. I preferred when it wasn't actually a hazing and it turned out to be a hazing. Didn't enjoy that at all, really. The scanning all those chips, that room was quite interesting. But, oh my god, the trap they set for the poor guy, being stuck in the game, and then when he gets out of the game, he would have been hit by the ray and lived an entire lifetime. That's brutal. That's a brutal trick to play on somebody, to the point of being, well, it's cruel, honestly. So yeah, it was just kind of an alright episode for me. I don't know how much I'm going to have to say about it. So whatever you guys want to talk about with it, please throw it in the comment section or send me a super chat. We have 24 people watching with 15 likes, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. I want to hear your thoughts on this episode. Anything you want to talk about, any questions you have, any concerns, anything like that, let me know and we'll address them. So. I also want to say that tomorrow I'm setting up the captain's chair for London Comic Con. So then I'll be back for the live at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you tune in for that. We do a complete review and breakdown on this thing. But I'm going to be busy tomorrow. I'm not feeling the best tonight. And yeah, I'm just not feeling the best. So I apologize if I seem a little bit bleh. But we'll do the best we can here and see how long this goes, because I honestly don't have much to talk about with this episode. It's just that simple. So anyway, let's see what you guys are saying. Just watched it, was really good. Alan Moraine 123, Alan Moraine 345. Terrence Child is here. Shay Locomotive Productions, this is how we do it. Yes. Hello. It was okay. Yeah, I agree with you, Shay. It was just okay in my opinion as well. BJ says, are there Master Chiefs in Starfleet, to battle aliens on Ringworld? Ringworlds are a thing. They have been for a long time. Larry Niven has the whole Ringworld series and stuff. I kind of like it. It's like a Dyson sphere, but not. It's a Dyson ring. And I thought it was quite neat to see that. So, Joseph Barbado, this one is a bit of a miss for me, and I don't say that often about Lower Decks. I'm kind of right there with you. Chris Bruce, I think Tendi might have been edging on the prank. What do you mean by edging on the prank? I know what edging is, and if that's what you mean, it's a little. Let me know, Chris. Big Kinga says it was a standard Below Lower Decks episode to me. Nothing really stood out to me, but it was funny seeing the game from DS9 make a return. But isn't that like the third time it's been referenced in Lower Decks? Probably, yeah. It's an ongoing joke in the Star Trek community as a whole, so of course they're going to use it. I did like the room though, the anomaly room. I thought that was cool. You got this saw Nomad in there. You saw there's actually a TOS Romulan cloaking device on one of the shelves. So there's a few little Easter eggs in there. They're really dialing back the Easter eggs though this season, I find. But that's, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully there's better episodes later on. I'm sure there's going to be. This was number 3. We already had 2 good ones, and I'm fine with having one that's not quite super stellar. So yeah. Pumpkin Spice. There seems to be no character development, just the Boimler self-doubt and juvenile stuff with Mariner. It makes the series boring. There was no juvenile stuff with Mariner at all, actually. She stepped up. She wasn't actually the main part of this one. She actually took the hit and listened to what's his name talk about the Tellarite slop jazz, which she didn't have to do. So I really don't see what you mean by that. If you don't like Mariner, you don't like the show, and that's fine, I guess. Hold on one second. I'm back. Just had to kill a mosquito. BJ says, I thought Talin was funny. Look, a mountain or a volcano. It's a volcano. Yeah. Pumpkin Spice says, there seems to be no... Oh, just read that one. Never mind, Pumpkin Spice. Jeremy Caulfield, yeah, sometimes they cross the line and do things very un-Starfleet-like. Yes. Which, yeah, no, they wouldn't haze the officers like that. But anyway, yeah, that kind of bugged me. Chris Bruce says, as in edging the other two to make the prank worse. Oh, egging them on. I think that's what you mean. Yes, absolutely. I wasn't thinking that form of edging. But, I mean, yes, she was just getting really upset because she was remembering back to what the Orions do. And I don't think it was anything malicious on her part to make it worse for them. But yeah, she definitely kind of initiated the whole thing. And at the end, she's like, sorry, next time I won't really say anything. We'll just take everybody assume the best in people. BJ says, Mando had a Ring World 2. Well, in Book of Boba Fett, Mando season 2.5. Yes, they did. Ozzy, it was off just little on Almarine. Pumpkin Spice says, Konzinti 2, Larry Niven in the 1973 animated Trek series 2. Yes, and there was a Konzinti in this episode, which we've seen him last season as well, as part of the other shift. So, yeah, it was very Larry Niven heavy, I guess. So, and yes, they were used in the slaver weapon in the animated series, the Konzinti. So, it's one of those things. Chris Bruce, she did it Orion way. She did it the Orion way, yeah. Neil Hammersmith, it was a good episode, a good filler episode. I like the NX-01 and Constellation warp cores in the power station. Yes, absolutely. Chris Bruce, which as pirates gets nasty. Yeah. BJ said the power unit looked like the warp engines from the NX-01, Enterprise NX-01. And they were. Well, not from the NX, but they were older because they had said they installed them when they first contacted this culture, which was a long time ago, and they needed to be upgraded. So that's exactly what they were doing, was upgrading the power unit. So yes, they were older. Egging on the prank. Yes, I got egging on. I've never heard edging on. Edging someone on. I've never heard that saying. So, Pumpkin Spice, referring to the silly prank setup. Was it her idea? As it wasn't a silly prank. It was a brutal prank. As I said, he'd be trapped in this thing for how long to solve this puzzle and be irritated by Ella Moraine. Count to 4, Ella Moraine, then 3 more. Alamarine, come with me, Alamarine, and you will see. I forget how it goes. I really don't care. Anyway, and then once he gets out of it, he would have been hit by the ray that Picard was hit with in Inner Light and live an entire lifetime. That's brutal. That's brutal. Oh. Chris Bruce, brain did a fart and forgot egging was the word for a second. No problem. I thought I just might have missed it. Looks like my signal went to shit. Hold on a second. I'm still here. Wondering if that's better or worse. It's like you're at the optometrist. Better? Worse? Better? It is better. Okay. BJ said I could see some minor light-hearted hazing on the Enterprise D and Deep Space Nine. Minor, yes. Hide their comm badge. Hide their uniform. Tell them to report to the wrong deck. Things like that. This wasn't actually that brutal of a task, considering there were 3 of them and they had to scan the chips. I mean, it gives them time together, I guess, but I still didn't really appreciate the hazing idea. Doug Hernandez says they gave more lines to Lieutenant Dirk. Is that his name? Good to know. Smart Smear says, I thought it was fine. Only Boimler's plot really had character stuff, but I do like the concept of the story with the ring planet. And it's nice to see a good AI in this show. Yes, I love that the computer wasn't evil, didn't wasn't malicious. It was just suffering some updating problems. And there goes the signal again. Hold on. Better, worse, better, worse. Still not great, the signal, so I apologize. I don't know what's up with that tonight. There we go. Now it's kind of cleared up. All right. Pumpkin Spice. They seem to be getting up to Lynn as Boimler's Spock, like T'Pol was Archer's. Oh, setting her up like that. Yes, absolutely. And that's great. I loved T'Lyn in this episode. I wish she would have stepped in sooner. I don't think she would have allowed him to do all of the power units. Like, after the 3rd one, she probably would have been like, no, that's enough. And I apologize for my dogs. Listen. There you go. As soon as I say something, they're quiet. Jeremy Caulfield says, I did enjoy T'Lyn and Boimler interaction. I did as well. And I think Boimler might develop a thing for T'Lyn. Just calling that now. Smart Smears. I think the hazing will be the sticking point for people, since the show so consistently does trend to everyone being earnest. The twist caught me by surprise in a good way. Yeah, I love that initially it didn't seem like a hazing. That was a nice reveal for me. And then at the end where it was a hazing, I was like, ugh. Like, yeah, sending the ferret, sending Lancelot over to bug Rutherford, no problem with that. But the rest was a little much. Hey, Olivia's here. Hey, Olivia, can you just throw in the live chat that I'm live? I don't know if Fleetpaw knows that I'm live. I don't know why he wouldn't, but... Mark says, don't mess with the lower decks. It's a bad move. Terrence Childs, we definitely need to see more of the Prometheus class in Star Trek. I mean, you're not wrong at all. Ozzy says, it's Alamarine now. Jeremy Caulfield, yeah, the trap was not cool. Definitely would cause mental trauma. Yeah. I mean, the game, that's fine. You know, you spend like a half hour, an hour trying to get out of this game and listening to this kid and this annoying song. That's fine. That's a perfectly fine prank. But to finish it off with that living a whole lifetime thing, very much not cool. I was totally, once I saw that part, I was like, that's just mean. That is just mean. So, not cool. PJ says Tendi did find a bad ship. She did, finally. Pumpkin Spice. Were the Alamarine aliens the ones who could control the odds and luck and cleaned out Quark of all his money? I believe they were. I think so. No, they didn't. No, they didn't have the luck machine. That was a different episode. That was a later episode. So no, is the answer. Libby said, I sent you $50 and it showed up in the chat. And it showed up in the chat. I'm not happy. You sent a $50 super chat? I don't see a $50 super chat. I don't know why it wouldn't show up. What did you say? I'll let you know if we get it. That's rough. BJ said, your dogs are fine. All the ones around me bark and growl as I walk down the street. Dog noises are relaxing. Doggos, everybody loves you. And Precious is even laying by the chair by my feet tonight for some reason. The other two are conked out on the couch. John Walker says, hello all, I love this show. Also Rutherford and Tendi, little ship. I mean, they've been saying that for a while now, and I don't know if they will, but... Your snoring just got worse. Lola Bean. All right. Shea Locomotive Productions. I was actually getting the vibe that Tallinn and Boimler are going to be a couple. But could just be me. No, I thought the same thing. I think that would be great, actually. And yeah, like I said, I'm calling that now. So, Sean O'Sullivan, Changeling Test. What was the name of the Vulcan baseball team? And take me out to the holosuite. The Vulcans were the DS9 team were the Niners. That's a good question for when I do like a drinking trivia challenge. Speaking of, I have $20 super chats, $20 super chat shots. So if you guys super chat in, I will take shots. I should actually take one for not knowing this answer. The illogicals. Obviously, I know it's not that. I'm going to have to pass on that one. I don't know. Pumpkin Spice. We didn't see the mysterious alien ship take out a Cardassian or Breen vessel in this episode. It seems Alpha Quadrant powers are targets. Yeah, they take out all the major ones. The Klingons, the Romulans, some other ones. And then, if you listen to the trailer that came for this season, they say, and now they're focusing on Starfleet. John Walker said, I can't stand the DS9 episode with that game because of the girl and her songs. Skip it every time I binge. I never skip episodes when I binge. That's just silly in my opinion, because there's lots of little character moments in there, and there's other stuff going on in that episode that it's not, again, it's like Threshold for Voyager. It's not as bad as everyone says it is. So I will never skip an entire episode of anything. I don't even skip moments that I know are annoying. I'll just like tune out for a second. So yeah, I don't understand the skipping ones. Alamarine's actually, it's not a bad episode. There's more going on in that episode than just that, but that's all it's remembered for. Same like Threshold. The first 2/3 of Threshold was a fantastic episode of, well, a very good episode of Voyager, and then it got really let down by the ending. It was very rushed, and then the salamanders were just entirely stupid, and that's the last note you left on. So that's all anybody remembers about Threshold is the salamanders. So Sturm von Alk says, could have been worse. They could have had a lifetime in prison O'Brien had to go through in DS9. He was actually suicidal in that episode. Yeah, I can't that's an episode it's very hard for me to watch. That one and Chain of Command, where Picard gets tortured. I have a hard time watching those, but again, I'm not going to skip it. So, but yeah, it could have been worse. Cat Boots is here. Hello, all. Hello. We're in Cat Boots together. Olivia says, check the chat for proof. Check the chat for proof. Oh, you sent a $50 super chat. Hold on, let me check. I believe you. It's not that you need to prove it. Just donated. You did Google Play. Oh, it's been canceled and refunded, so you don't have to worry. There you go. That's better at least. But yes, I believed you. It's just... Please let me know what you said in the super chat. Let's see. Stern Von Alk, at least the lifetime Picard experience was fulfilling and meaningful. Sure. Chris Bruce, dogs need those snore helpers that humans get sometimes. Just a Rata says the Logicans. I doubt that was the name. Pumpkin Spice says the poor Ella Moraine girl actress hated like Wesley Crusher. LOL. She tried hard filming her scenes. John Walker says the Logicans. Are they really called the Logicans? Is that the name of the... That's just stupid. Neil Hammersmith, Ring Plant is a cross between Halo and Stargate. Nice. Jeremy Caulfield, at first I thought the aliens from the Ring world were the ones who self-deleted at 60 from TNG. They look similar, yeah. Olivia said, you owe me 2 drinks for the 50 that I sent but didn't show up. No, I don't. If I got $50, then I'd give you 2 drinks. But I don't have $50, so no. Terrence Childs, soon enough the Federation will have to recognize whoever the hell did this as threats. It is the Logicans. Wow. That's stupid. Pumpkin Spice says, if T'Lyn and Boimler hooked up, Mariner would interfere because she is weirdly obsessed with him. I don't think so. She doesn't want to have a relationship with him. Maybe obsessed with him as a friend, sure, but she wouldn't get in the way of him being happy. And if T'Lyn makes him happy, she'd be down for that. What the hell? Let's see here. Sorry, it's just there we go. Hold on a second. You know how loud that is? Quiet. I haven't held it quiet in a while. Pumpkin Spice says, oh, did not see the... okay, yeah. Shayla Kumar Productions, worst is Crusher's Ghost Lover. Yes, that is probably one of the worst episodes of Star Trek. Even Spock's brain isn't that bad. But again, there might be good stuff in that. I haven't watched that one in a long time, so it'll be good when we get to it in our rewatch reviews, which we'll be doing after Lower Decks, because we're not going to have any new Trek for a while, so... Orion Landian Productions. On the subject of shipping in Lower Decks, Tendi and Rutherford are basically canon at this point. They're a cannon that can shoot cannonballs? I feel like Boimler and Mariner are more likely than Boimler and T'Lyn. I don't think so. I think you're wrong, and I hate the word shipping. It's such a fucking stupid... It's so stupid. Who's going to be a couple? Just say that. This shipping thing makes no goddamn sense to me. So get off my lawn. I'm an old man. I don't like it. Bad episodes are fun to make fun of. Yes. Neil Hammersmith says, I predict Mariner will sabotage to Lynn and Boimler, or she will have a one night with Boimler in a cliffhanger. I don't think so. John Walker, do you think the mystery vessel has to do with Section 31 Boimler clone? And yes, I'll agree with you on the game. It was okay other than the song, and it's such an earworm. Yeah, I think the mystery vessel does have something to do with Section 31 and the Boimler clone. Absolutely. Yes. And I didn't think, at first I thought it was destroying the ships and killing the crews. But now I'm kind of on the page that a lot of you guys are on, where it seems like it's abducting the crews and just destroying the ships. So I assume that all these crews will come back. If not, that's fine. But if so, that's an interesting idea. Maybe he's looking, maybe something happened to him during a Section 31 mission. He's trapped in this pod. What the fuck is this doing? Oh my god, I hate when this thing fucking does this. It's on a playlist, and all of a sudden it just randomly jumps to something not on the playlist. Maybe something happened to him, and he's looking for his crew, he's looking for his friends, he's looking for the other Boimler to... That's why he's abducting people off of ships, because he's just blindly shooting in the dark, essentially, trying to find the other half of him that he needs, or something like that. Stern Von Alk, hopefully all the dog noises are coming from the front end and not the back end. Yeah, there's been no farting. It's all just snoring and heavy breathing. Logicians pronounced like magicians. Magicians. Logicians. Logicians. That's better. Like magician, but logic instead of magic. My dogs have woken themselves up, unpleasantly I might add, from back-end emissions. William Lovett, 50-ish, watching, only 30 likes. Come on, guys. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. We have 35 likes, but we don't have 50 watching. We have 34, so that's not bad. 35 likes with 34 people watching. That's all right. Sean O'Sullivan, people give out about Move Along Home and Threshold. Both are good episodes with one small goofy element. Shipping is short for relationship. I don't give a shit what it's short for. And yes, I knew that, but I hate that it's called shipping. Just say they have a relationship. Shipping is just as long as saying relationship. So I don't understand why it's a thing. Pumpkin Spice. The Archons are one of the worst TOS episodes. Aren't Archons the telepathic reptilians described in the Bible? I don't know. Do I look like I've read the Bible? Let's see. Stern Von Alk. I hope they don't make Boimler and Mariner a couple. Strong and deep non-romantic relationships are the backbone of what made TOS and the movie so great. Yeah, I hope they don't either. And I don't think they will. I don't think they will at this point. They're just best friends, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I really think Boimler and T'Lyn will be a thing. So Danny Janie is here and throws in $20 for a super chat shot. The gift box made the episode a 10 out of 10. Loved it. 10 out of 10. Ugh, I think you've been drinking, Danny Janie. This is not a 10 out of 10 episode. But Crown Royal Peach. Out of 10. Seriously? Seriously. You're being serious right now? All right, cheers. Actually, I should bring it up. Shit, I didn't bring up the new. I got a new shot glass from Eric, and I didn't bring it up. But cheers. All right. William Levette, Alamarine, count to 4, Alamarine, then 3 more Alamarine, and if you can see Alamarine, you'll come with me. Static Beard Chicote, love the power building mini plants that look like the NX-01 Warp Core. Orion Landian Productions. I'd assume that the probe had something to do with Badgie, as he does show up in the trailer. He does, actually, you're right. Maybe it is Badgie. In which case, those crews are likely dead. Yeah, Badgie. That's a good call. JL Young. I cannot hit the like again, Captain. Well, you can, but it'll just take it away. It's not cool. Pumpkin Spice. Best Trek meme. Picard with his hands up saying, hold on. Ate those nachos. Hold on, ate those nachos? Question mark. Pumpkin Spice. Are those nachos? Oh. Hold on. Are those nachos? That's better. Neil Hammersmith. My favorite meme is with all the first officers. Riker has a leg up on everyone. Pumpkin Spice. People think Boimler and Mariner will hook up because she went crazy over Boimler dating that chick from the Vancouver. That's because she suspected that that chick was too good for Boimler, and that Boimler would never be able to hook a girl like that, and she thought it was a whole conspiracy thing. So that's why she went crazy for that. She was dating Jen, for Christ's sakes. So I don't think she has interest in Boimler in a romantic way. So I don't know why people keep saying this. Boimler and Mariner are not going to get together. I don't think they're going to get together. They're just best friends. Terrence Child says Badgie return Badagus return Badger is a huge mistake. Someone needs to say something about this before someone innocent gets killed, or we got to do a speak up and it will be deleted. What? Peter Lukaku throws in a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. That is very much appreciated, my friend. Sorry, off topic. Nothing's off topic on Late Night Live. But inquiring minds wanted to know, are you going to tackle the reboot of the Hero Build Enterprise D? No, I am not. John Walker throws in $5 and it's his first super chat. So thank you so much, John Walker. Much appreciated. Thank you for the very first super chat. $5. Amazing. William Levette. Boimler, Mariner, never happening. 100% agree. Sean O'Sullivan. Mike McMahon was interviewed on the 7th Rule recently and said the same thing about Boimler and Mariner. He said it won't happen. Yeah, that's one of the reasons that I say it too, because when we talked to Mike, he said he's got a plan for all this and it's not going to happen. So, Ozzy says, Mom has an Alamarine in her head. Oh no. John Walker, thank you for the nerd talk. Appreciate it. Anytime, John. We're here. That's what Trekyards is for. These late night lives are about whatever you guys want to talk about, essentially. I know we're here under the guise of talking first reaction about this Lower Decks episode, but that's why it's called a first reaction and hangout. It's just a hangout. You talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. And it generally devolves after an hour into talking about everything but the episode. So, in this episode, there's really not much meat on the bones. So, it's kind of not even... We're not even really... I've said all I needed to say at the beginning of this about this episode. It's just kind of, it's all right. It's no Lower Deck episode is bad. It's a lower end Lower Deck episode for me. It's a Lower Deck episode, I guess you could say. Sean O'Sullivan says, John Walker, I love your whiskey. Yes, and I don't have any John Walker whiskey right now, so sadly, I'm sorry, John. Anyhow, oh, Lola is dreaming and running in her sleep, which is amazing. Yeah, so this episode is just kind of for me. Like I said, the Ring World computer thing was all right, but again, very generic. And the on-ship stuff was just different levels of cruel. Like if it was hazing and there was one bad chip and he put it in the back and did it on purpose so they'd have to go through all the other chips first, that's shitty. Don't know if that was the case at all. But then their response to it and the way they were going to prank him was absolutely totally uncalled for and actually should get them in serious shit, because that is a brutal thing to do to someone. So that was just cruel. I didn't like that part of that aspect of this episode. The stuff on the planet or the Ring World was all right. I love that Freeman was taking charge. Antique, computer technology. She took a course on it. That's funny. I love that they found a scroll in a junk drawer where you leave your computer instructions. That's also kind of great. So there were elements here that were fun, but yeah, I think the Ring World part was better than the on-ship stuff, for me at least. So, Neil Hammersmith says, only possibility of Boimler and Mariner getting together is if it's a tapestry hookup. Oh, yes, tapestry. Yeah. Or they get stranded somewhere and are there for years, or do a Chakotay and Janeway thing where they think the ship's not coming back for them, so they start getting close to each other, and then the ship comes back and they have to no. I can see something like that happening, but yeah, I don't think they're gonna get together. Sean O'Sullivan said this episode was a bit downhill from last week's, but it wasn't bad. You can't have an album full of bangers. There's always a few slow ones. It's a good way to put it. Peter the Caco, just about to watch the episode on Sci-Fi. I feel like I'm going to be let down. No, it's still a good episode. It's just not... It didn't toot my horn, if you will. So... William Lovett, I don't know why I keep Trekyards up to date on this, but wanted to let you know I've now added a copy of First Contact to my Star Trek VHS collection. Well, I appreciate that you're keeping us up to date, but First Contact to your Star Trek VHS collection. I still do actually have some Star Trek VHSs. I used to have a much bigger collection, but yeah, I still have a few. And I also have some Star Wars VHS. So I got the originals, unspecialized editions, unspecial editions on Star Wars. I do have them downstairs in storage. So they're interesting to have. Terrence Childs, I have a yes or no question for you, Captain Foley. Have you ever watched Farscape? Yes. I'm like 3/4 of the way through season 1. I've started to watch it on, Pluto TV? So yes, I have started watching it. I have not watched the whole thing yet, though. So I'm not done season 1 yet. Trigem Lodestone VHS? Seriously? I have three VCRs in this house. Just because you can't get them anymore, so I've got 3 of them, and I also have a converter that I can convert stuff from the tape to digital. So I've got some old home movies and stuff that I need to do that too. John Walker, it was kind of but it seems like it was mainly a character development for Boimler while giving us some laughs on the side. Yeah, that's what most of these episodes are. Somebody gets some good character development, like one or two of them, and then the rest is just good laughs. So. Pumpkin Spice. Oh, what happened with the Eagle Moss Company being relaunched? It's not relaunched. Master Replicas has taken all their old stock and is, offering it to people to buy. And will they start doing new things? I don't know. I really hope so, because we've got a lot of new content since then. A lot of new ships, stations, things I want to see, models I want, like the Protostar and things like that. So I don't know what Master Replica's plan is moving forward, but they do have all of Eagle Moss's old stock that they've been offering to people. So it's not really a relaunch. Smart Smear says, I think the problem with the prank is writers will make a prank extra cruel knowing nobody will actually get into it. But then they forgot how it looks on the characters doing it in the first place. Yeah, like the premeditation to put somebody through all that was a little rough, and you're right. They know that he's not going to fall for it. Rutherford almost did. I love when he came out of the beam, out of the game, he knew that beam was coming. And so he lifted the box up. And who gives a shit about the box, honestly? But, yeah. Yeah, it seems funny on paper. Like, could you imagine if you're trying to think of like the ultimate prank, you might think of something like that, but it's just a little harsh. Pumpkin Spice would like to get some of the Wolf 359 ships. Yeah, the Forgotten Fleet. Peter Lukaku throws in $10. Thank you so much, Peter. What's your thoughts on the game Starfield? I guess it's not out on PS5. Lots of hype. Yeah, it's not on the PS5, and I don't really do PC gaming. From what I've seen of it, it looks fantastic. I would love to play it, but no PS5 launch for it. I'm not going to be playing it anytime soon. I do eventually want to get one of the new Xboxes for releases like that I can't get on the PS5, but I just haven't done it yet. But Starfield, I've watched a lot of stuff on it. It looks fantastic. It looks like a really fun game, so. Trijum Lodestone agrees with Pumpkin Spice about the 359 ships. Smart Smears, I didn't know this show aired on Sci-Fi, or is that something else? Don't know. William Lovett, I just had a bad idea. It won't happen. Mariner, Boimler, Lizard Babies. We did have Voyager in the first episode. It won't happen. That's too dumb. Well, that's not where the Lizard Babies came from, but... Pumpkin Spice, if they could change to full adventure and ditch the juvenile comedy tangent, it would be much better. Well, the comedy's been toned down. It's not so much juvenile comedy anymore, like in the first couple episodes. So they have done that, but to each their own. Sean O'Sullivan, have you watched Red Dwarf through yet? Yes, I've seen all of Red Dwarf except for like the last season or the last 2 seasons. So I've watched all of Red Dwarf, yes. Jeremy Caulfield saw the second short trek, not as good as the first. Well, it's not a short trek, it's a very short trek. Short trek is something different. It's not as good as the first. We filmed a review of it today. It'll be out in a day or so. Yeah, it's called Holiday Party. The first one was better. So. Who besides me has watched The Ark? I have not. Jeremy Caulfield says, love Farscape. Sean O'Sullivan says, Starfield is in the news here because of the horrific Irish accent of one of the voice actors. In 2023, they are still incapable of hiring actual British people. If this was a Jamaican, there'd be war. Ugh. Pumpkin Spice, First Contact on VHS. What is this, 1997? Neil Hammersmith, did Armin voice the box? I don't know. I didn't even check the credits for that. That I don't know. We'll find out. We'll know tomorrow for a complete breakdown and review. But it's a good question. I don't think he did. It did not sound like him, so I'm going to say no. Trijum Lodestone, sir, I meant that comment for another commenter. talking about VHS. I apologize profusely. Don't worry, which comment was it? Agrees with pumpkin spice. Oh, VHS? Seriously? I know you meant it for another commenter, but I also have some VHS and some VCRs, so I took it personally. No, it's fine. Don't call me sir. Sean O'Sullivan, who played the original box in TNG? Do you remember it? Yes, Armin Shimmerman. John Walker, what are your thoughts about the background story going on with Jax coming back to life and talking about the Black Mountain? It's Shax, not Jax, by the way. And then we see a Black Mountain in the background when Boimler died. I think it's great. I love the Black Mountain and the Great Koala and all that, and the Black Mountain with the thunder and lightning. It's like the second time we've seen it, but the third time we've heard about it. Even though we didn't hear about it, we saw it. But it's a third reference for it. I think it's fun. It's the what if, or the what happens when you die in the animated Trek universe, I guess. John Walker ties into the Cosmic Koala also. Well, not Cosmic Koala, it was the Great Koala. He's called the Great Koala. But yeah, it's great. Sean O'Sullivan, there is a fleshed out fan fiction called The Wolf 359 Project. If it got too popular, so CBS canceled it. Then rode back a small bit after the backlash. Yeah, CBS can suck my knob. I have issues with CBS and Paramount, but whatever. Trigem Lodestone would also like Wolf 359 ships. Yes. Terrence Childs also... Oh, sorry. Terrence Childs. Does Eagle Moss make Babylon 5 Star Fury models? No. Joseph Barbato. The bummer is Starfleet was supposed to come out on PS5 before Microsoft bought Bethesda. It was supposed to be a multi-platform from my understanding. Yes. And then Microsoft are being dicks too. So bought Bethesda. So no more Bethesda games for the PlayStation. Trigem Lodestone, Love and Red Dwarf. Thank you. Red Dwarf is fantastic. Terrence Childs, you're never going to watch Venom Geek Media 98 take on the Battle of Wolf 359. I mean, I might at some point. Pumpkin Spice, couldn't watch it when it came out. No WB station around that here. But Smallville was pretty good. Not just not the Clark and Lana bullshit, but the big battle setups disappoint. He easily defeats Zod's generals, Metallo, Doomsday, etc. Okay. Sean O'Sullivan recently watched The Orville. Forgot how good it was right from the start. I really hope we get more. Same. Totally the same. Jeremy Caulfield. Only Star Trek I own on physical media is Wrath of Khan and Lower Decks seasons 1 through 3. I own them all on physical media. I have TOS on the complete series on DVD and Blu-ray, and I used to have all of the TOS series on VHS. Those big clamshell ones. Yeah. I used to have boxes full of TOS. I got rid of those because you can't be moving those around when you move from house to house kind of thing. So, what happened to the Orville? Seth MacFarlane abandoned it? No, he did not. He's fighting hard to get more, but it's owned by fucking Disney now, I guess. The best thing you can do for the Orville, honestly, is go into Disney Plus and stream that shit. Show them that the numbers are there for people to watch it. William Lovett, VHS is an aging medium, and the old something gets the more old something gets, the more collectible they tend to become. Yes and no. Some VHSs are actually worth quite a bit of money, but yeah, some things you think you're gonna, go up in value, and they just don't. But some VHSs are very rare, and you can actually get a good price for them. I've got a box set of the original trilogy for Star Wars that has like 2 flaps that open out, and it's actually worth quite a bit. I also have a red covered VHS of Transformers the movie, which I've got a bunch of different versions of Transformers the movie as well. But I got a clamshell one of the movie. I've got another one, and I also have this red one, which the red one is actually quite desirable, and a lot of people will pay good money for it because it's a good display piece. So I have that as well. Will I get rid of it? Maybe at some point, but don't call him Shirley. Yes, don't call me Shirley, Ozzy. Jax is a WWE female superstar. Jeremy Caulfield retired my VHS collection 5 years ago. Danny Janie said, cut us some slack. YouTube is super glitchy tonight. Is it really? Yeah, like Olivia tried to put in a $50 super chat and couldn't. And I've been having signal problems. Peter Lukaku, though, throws in $5. Adam Savage already has a boss ship for Starfield. Yeah, I saw the... I didn't watch the video, but I saw that he had a build thing out for it. So apparently, if you are playing Starfield, here's a little bit of a hack, I guess. The AI enemy ships aim for the direct center of your ship. So if you create a ship that's a box with nothing in the middle, they will shoot right through your ship and not hit it. So I don't know if you want to use that, but... Mark Lawrence is here. The Orville hasn't been abandoned, nor has it been canceled. Seth was busy doing his TED series, and now the strikers are holding things back even more. Yes. Danny Janie throws in a $50 super chat with no comment. Damn. All right. It deserves a shot. 2, I guess. Which, with me having to set up the TOS captain's chair tomorrow, is going to be a bit of a problem. But thank you, Danny Janie. Almost out. Almost out. All right. Cheers, Danny Jenny. You rock. Thank you so much. Oof. Sean O'Sullivan. What four-word phrase did Admiral Patrick use to escape his care facility and get to DS9 in Chrysalis? Well, that's a stupid question. That's more than 4 words. That's a stupid question. There you go. That's it. That's a stupid question. Stern Von Alk, very short treks. Did they think any part of that would be funny? It is cringy. The first one's funny. The second one... yeah, the second one's not that great. So... Trigem Lodestone. I have all the Star Trek and Star Wars universes on DVD. Ooh, Transformers. I'm a huge Transformers fan. If you could just look over there. I'm a huge Transformers fan. You must be new here. Let's see. There you go. Some nice Transformers and yeah. And there's Lola. And there's me. Dun, 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 dun. And there's Dot. Fix your ear, you look silly. And then there's Precious. And there's me, back again. So, Trigem Lodestone. If you're not subscribed to the Captain Foley personal channel, you should go do so if you're a Transformers fan. I have a whole bunch of other content over there. Lots more than just Star Trek going on in my life, so... I don't have Fleetpaw here to share the link for the Captain Foley personal channel, so I apologize. Just look up Captain Foley personal channel on YouTube. You should find it. It's a picture of me with a phaser. Renee says, have fun at London Comic Con. Won't be able to make it this year. Good to see you, Renee. And sorry you can't make it. I'll try to have fun. I'm not really looking forward to it this year, honestly. So, Pumpkin Spice, isn't Jax a character from Mortal Kombat? He is. Jeremy Caulfield says, like making a Romulan battle bagel in Battleship. Battle bagel. John Walker, sorry, but I have a question for fans of Farscape. Do you know why he calls the neural colony Harvey? No Googling, and I'll donate another $5. I don't know that, but I haven't watched all of Farscape, so anybody in the chat, we're willing to offer up an answer? Trigem Lodestone says, a shot of CR to match yours. Oh, you got Crown Royal too? Ooh. I did have some of the Crown Royal apple, but it's all gone. So we're down to the peach. I love the peach. Peach is my favorite Crown Royal. Apple's right there, though, as being just as good. Terrence Childs, in Transformers the movie, they never should have killed off Starscream, Optimus Prime, and Megatron. That was the worst mistake of them all. No, not really. Not from their perspective. That show was designed to sell toys. They needed new toys because the sales weren't there. The older toys weren't selling. So they killed everybody off and came up with a new wave of toys. But theoretically, yes, it was a mistake to do so. But that was still an impactful moment for animated movies and for kids back then to have Optimus Prime die. So much so that it affected G.I. Joe the movie. The G.I. Joe the movie, Duke was supposed to die. And at the last minute, they changed it. They added a line of dialogue saying, off screen, Duke's gonna be okay. Because he got shot with one of the Serpentor serpents right through the chest, like right where the heart is. He was supposed to die. But because of the backlash they got from Optimus Prime dying, Duke survived somehow. And the ghost of Starscream, come on. Starscream's ghost is pretty damn epic, so. It's pumpkin spice. Nothing has gone up more in value than Beanie Babies, though. Right, yeah. John Walker, In the Pale Moonlight is the best DS9 episode. Prove me wrong. No, because you're absolutely right. Also, I would say it's arguably one of the best episodes of Star Trek. Period. So, fight me. At least if it's not the best episode of, well, it's not. I think Yesterday's Enterprise is the best episode of Star Trek ever. But In the Pale Moonlight is up there. It's in like the top 3, maybe top 5. Trigem Lodestone. Yes, I am new here. Well, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell icon. Welcome. Please join us for all these lives. You don't want to miss them, so hit the notification bell icon to all. And by all means, check out the Captain Foley personal channel also. And good to have you. Thank you for joining us. Peter Lukaku throws in $5, so thank you so much, Peter. I'm more interested in the Roddenberry Files video. I'm hoping to see what projects they are allowed to come out with. Well, one of our moderators here, Matt Boardman, is actually working on the Roddenberry stuff. So I don't know what's going on necessarily, but he's working on it. And, he signed an NDA, so I can't really say. But there's probably a lot of exciting stuff coming out of that. So I'm excited to find out just right along with you. William Lovett, haven't seen the second SST, but I honestly didn't like the first one. And who the heck was that captain? Oh, this super short treks, I think. No, it's very short treks. I don't know who that captain was. That bugged me as well. He's a captain of the Enterprise, apparently. Not Kirk in any form. Didn't even look like Kirk, so definitely didn't sound like Kirk. Didn't act like Kirk. Wasn't Kirk. I don't know. That's a good question. We asked that in our review as well. Ozzy said, need a big couch. Okay. Trijam says, didn't think that you would read out things I said. Yes, on these late night lives, I read everybody's comments. I engage with everybody. I want you guys to feel welcome. When we do our full reviews and breakdowns, we actually don't read all the comments, but we do read all the super chats. We do want to acknowledge you guys for participating and being part of the community. So we do read them all. And these late night lives, I just love hanging out with you guys and getting to know you guys. I know a lot of the people in here, they're regulars. And yeah, I want to hear what you guys have to say, what you want to talk about. So I will read your comments. If you don't want me to, I can stop. But you need to let me know ahead of time or put at the beginning, you don't need to read all of this or whatever. But yeah, you guys are important. Your voices should be heard. You should, be able to talk about, you should be able to talk about what you guys want to talk about. I picture these hangouts like us sitting down, having a beer together, talking, shooting the shit, because a lot of people that watch the channel don't have friends or family that are into Star Trek or into geeky stuff. Like these late night lives, yeah, it's around the premise of the first reaction of this episode, but it's also just a general hangout. And I do more themed ones as well, where I'll talk about 80s pop culture or 80s cartoons or many different topics. Plus I do a lot of different videos on the Captain Foley personal channel that aren't Trek related. So go subscribe over there as well. I really wish Fleetpaw was here so you could share the link. Hold on, let me share the link. I'll get you the link for the Captain Foley personal channel so you can check it out. Share, copy. Sorry, it just takes me a second here to get through all this. Oops, no, don't do that. Don't do that. All right, there we go. All right, I'm going to share the link to the Captain Foley personal channel in the chat. Trijam, so you can actually open it in a new tab and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. There it is there. So yeah, check it out. I think you'll enjoy the content over there as well if you're into more than just Star Trek. Joseph says, man, Fleetpaw is getting fired for not being here to share the links. Yeah, he's got a new job, though. He just started a new job, so he hasn't been able to moderate as much as usual. So, John Walker throws in $2. Thank you so much. Much appreciated, my friend. Jeremy Caulfield said, Dukes in a coma. Yes, but I think at the end, when they're all celebrating, somebody, like one of the guys yells, Duke's going to be okay. Maybe it was Scarlet that yelled that. I can't remember. But yeah, he goes into a coma. Then he was supposed to die, and then at the end, when they're all celebrating, it's like he gets off-screen line of "Duke's gonna be okay." Peter Lukaku just finished Lower Decks. It was a feel-good episode, feel-good background episode. Yeah. Captain Ron Phillips. Hey Cap, how you doing? Ready for fall? I am doing well. Good to see you. And ready for fall, yes and no. It's that time of the year where I can't decide what the fuck to wear in the morning. Usually I just throw on shorts and a t-shirt and I'm good to go. But these last couple days it's been just kind of chilly out and I don't want to sit outside and I don't want to put on long pants or like jeans because during the day it's hot, at night it's cold, and you don't know what to wear in the morning because the morning's cold. But if you put on jeans and then it gets hot in the afternoon, it's just one of those shitty things. I love fall and all that, but plus, I haven't driven the Camaro much this summer. Just haven't felt like it. I've been super depressed. Will I take it for some fall drives? I don't know. So yes and no. I'm ready for fall. Yes and no. Pumpkin Spice. The old Diaclone Transformers are cool based on real cars. The Datsun 380Z. My brother had one. Fun to cruise. Now they are just basic car shapes. Weak. Yeah, I agree. Terrence Childs, when is Comic-Con this year? I have no idea when Comic-Con is. Which Comic-Con? The London Comic-Con is this weekend in London, Ontario here. And tomorrow I got to go set up the TOS captain's chair because I'm there all weekend with the chair. You can come get your picture in the chair and meet Captain Foley. But I don't know which Comic-Con you're speaking of. Mark Lawrence, I remember a friend going to school after seeing the Transformers movie and crying that Optimus died. One of my earliest school memories. Oh my god. Jeremy Caulfield, Transformers the movie is our generation's Red Wedding. You're not wrong. Pumpkin Spice, Fleetpaw was fired. Why? He wasn't fired. Terrence Childs, I was mad as hell to hear that Optimus Prime had died. Yeah. No, he wasn't fired. He just got a new job. He just moved to a different job. He didn't get fired. He quit. He didn't quit. Like, just, I quit. He gave his notice and left and went to a new job. Better paying, better hours. So. John Walker, sorry if this is way off topic, but can't find any answers. There's nothing off topic here, first of all. Who do you think would win, Xenomorphs or the Zerg from StarCraft? I don't know enough about StarCraft to make that approximation or that guess or that whatever, but I'm going to call Xenomorphs just because they're pretty brutal. Sylvia's a huge Xenomorph fan. That's my wife, Admiral Sylvia. She's got a bunch of Xenomorphs and stuff over in the cabinet over there. I am more of a Predator fan. I got the Predator. So it's Alien versus Predator in this house. I'll show you that stuff too, because new people here. So there's a bunch of her Xenomorph stuff. She's got a bunch more in the other room as well. But I've got some Predator stuff here. A lot of my Predator stuff is downstairs. I also got this big guy up here, which glows in the dark. That's actually from Eagle Moss. That's one of the limited edition ones that glows in the dark. So, yeah. I'll call Xenomorphs. Xenomorphs are pretty badass. But give me Predator any day. Any day. There we go. Trijam says, Roddenberry, how about his earlier works? Animated tattoos? What do you mean animated tattoos? We're talking about the Roddenberry Archive or the Roddenberry Files, which is a new project that's going on. So I don't know what animated tattoo is. Olam Drab, hey Trek people. Hey, how's it going, Olam? Sturm Von Alk says, lives are so much more fun and can go in any direction. Actually prefer them to other videos. We aim to please. Yeah, we have a lot of edited content. We do a lot of reviews. We do a lot of structured stuff. But these are just very free flow and just fun. So, and no Samuel to get involved and British things up with his snotty and nose in the air. I'm just kidding. John Walker, LOL, I am having a beer and my family hates my nerd interest. Thank you, man. I'm subbing now. Good to hear. Also, John, right underneath your comment is a link to my Captain Foley personal channel. I suggest anyone new here that's enjoying this, subscribe to the Captain Foley personal channel as well. A lot more content over there and more varied stuff. Here we do a lot of Star Trek and Star Wars and stuff like that. On my personal channel, I'll do everything from Transformers to G.I. Joe to sword collecting to my Camaro to action figure reviews. I just recently reviewed a Goliath figure from the show Gargoyles, and I have an Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny figure review coming up over there. A lot of stuff over there, so check that out as well. Olam Drab said, I will join you in a beer and nerd interests. For John, yeah. Pumpkin Spice, the DS9 episode where they trick the Obsidian Order and Tal Shiar to destroy the Dominion homeworld is pretty good too, along with the two that Garrick's father was captured to. Sturm Von Alk says, yeah, the DS9 episode with Sisko being morally ambiguous working with Garrick is one of my top 5, even over yesterday's Enterprise. Yeah. For dramatic storytelling or just fantastic writing, yes, I would agree. However, for an episode of Star Trek, yesterday's Enterprise wins it for me because there's so much Star Trek in that episode. And again, so well written, so well told. It's fantastic. It's fantastic storytelling, and it's fucking top shelf Star Trek. Pumpkin Spice, the Year of Hell episodes are probably the best Voyager ones. Yeah. Optimus came back the very next day. Optimus came back. He couldn't stay away. He did. He came back a few times. He came back a few times. Peter Lukaku, who was that guy that you had on the other night? I caught part of the live. He's got a lot of Star Wars knowledge. That's my good buddy Ryan. I've known Ryan for about 2 years now. He's just a good guy, and yeah, he absolutely loves Star Wars. He knows so much about it. He like lives Star Wars. So yeah. Captain Ron Phillips. Oh no, sorry about your sour summer. Same boat here. Haven't been on here for quite a while, doing my own gaming channel and helping care for mom-in-law. How's your buddy Fritas doing on the Gajira class? Oh, yeah, he's still working on it. He's sidetracked with a huge Godzilla model that he's working on, like an actual Godzilla, it's like fucking 4 feet tall, 4.5 feet tall. But yeah, the Gajira class is coming along. It should have been done fucking 4 years ago, but it's slowly chugging along. Sean Stratton says, still sporting shorts here in BC. In Saskatoon, I wear shorts and a bike gear armor in winter. Great days. I'm still wearing shorts here too, but it was a little chilly tonight to sit outside after supper. So, and it's getting there. And some days are super hot still, and it's a pain in the ass. Chris Bruce says Zerg would just outbreed the xenomorphs. Okay, I don't know enough about StarCraft. So, Trijam says Zerg, Protus, what's the question? Pumpkin Spice, the Dukes was the Dukes of Hazzard cartoon circa 1983. LOL. Yeah, I was just watching. It's funny you should mention that. I was watching a retrospective on the Dukes of Hazzard and that cartoon last night on YouTube. I love the Dukes of Hazzard. Don't get me wrong. Actually, so much so. I'm going to show you something. And I don't give a shit about the fucking conflict with the Confederate flag. It has nothing to do with the Dukes of Hazzard. But I love it so much, I got this. This is the license plate for the General Lee. CNH 320, Hazzard County. I've also got... if anybody can tell me what these last 2 plates are from, you can be my friend. So, I've also got more plates on the way, like Knight Rider, the Ecto-1, the DeLorean from Back to the Future. So I'm starting to collect license plates now. So, not that I need any other things to collect. Peter Lukaku throws in $5, which is amazing. Thank you, Peter. I'm upset that Alien Romulus is not a continuing movie from Covenant. Boo. I don't know what any of that means, but I'm sorry that you're upset. Chris Bruce, Zerg versus Xenomorphs from Alien. John Walker, your collection is awesome. Thank you for showing us. Oh, this is just a part of the collection, my friend. This is not at all the whole collection. This is just the ready room. There's a whole basement full of stuff. Plus the next room over, which I sometimes do lives from, is the library, which has got, it's a whole other thing. It's another collection altogether, which I think I should probably show you. Hold on here. We also got, whoa, there we go. My phaser rifle, G.I. Joe Sky Striker, helmets, my 350 scale TOS Enterprise that I built has lights as well. That's Lola. She's one of my pugs. Whole bunch of shit in here, which you can't really see because the lighting sucks. More of the collection here, but this is just the upstairs part of the collection. There's more. Stay. I'm just going to the other room. Stay. I'll be right back. I'm still on my live. You stay. This is the library. Swords. his chair around. Skulls, vampire stuff. Sherlock Holmes, big Sherlock Holmes fan. Gargoyles. Books, lots of books. Whole Star Trek collection of books. These are all Star Trek books. Gargoyles stuff. Just did a video on this guy on the Captain Foley personal channel, my NECA Goliath figure. So, yeah. Oh my God, it's a gurn. So anyway, yeah, that's part of the collection. The rest is downstairs. I've done many videos on the Ready Room. This is what I call the Ready Room. I've done Ready Room tours where I look at stuff. Also done downstairs, bigger collection down there. So, pumpkin spice. Oh man, caramel apple Dunkin' Donuts from the 90s. Kicked ass. Now all fried food tastes awful. Joseph Barbato, we're about at the hour mark. Who wants to start the food talk? Trigem says animated tattoos was one of Gene Roddenberry's earlier books. Did not know that. So I'm learning something from you guys. That's awesome. John Walker, oh man, if you watch Gargoyles, you have to know about the street sharks. Laughing my ass off. Yeah, my wife Sylvia is the huge Gargoyles fan. I also watched it though. Was never a fan of street sharks, but a lot of other 80s cartoons like Brave Star, Cops, Sherlock Holmes in the 22nd century. So many other things. Silverhawks, Mask, He-Man, TMNT, you name it. We do lives about all that shit all the time too. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, make sure you subscribe to this channel and the Captain Foley personal channel. Mark Lawrence, that box that the Goliath figure came in looked like the Genesis Master System game box. Even the box art was the same picture. Yeah, somebody said that. I think you commented that on the actual video. Sean Stretton says, summer days driving with Dad's Alfa Romeo and bought 240ZX, 280ZX turbo, and he got the 300 turbo, twin turbo. Nice. General Grievous is here. Olo and Drab, I had a 280Z, no X, naturally aspirated, fuel injected. Pumpkin Spice says, nice. The Dodge Stealth twin turbo was awesome too. I have a 92 one. Yeah, my dad wanted a Dodge Stealth. He ended up getting a Laser instead. The Chrysler Laser turbo. That was a fucking cool car. How'd you like the episode? I got off work late. Good to see you, General Grievous. I thought it was alright. It was just kind of meh for me. Gunsmith Cats. No, I did never watch that. Did watch Samurai Pizza Cats though. Does that count? It should count. Pumpkin Spice said, my brother had a Yugo GVX. That thing could corner on a dime, just underpowered, but a blast to drive. Found out later that they were rebadged Fiat 128 Super Minis. Terrence Childs, as long as you're collecting license plates, remember the television show called Viper? You can get the license plate of that car. I was never a fan of the show, so I'm not going to get the license plate. I did watch Viper, but I didn't really enjoy it. Dusting must be crazy. Yes and no. Yes and no. More yes than no, but yeah. General Grievous, what are your opinions on the episode? I thought it was all right. I've already gone over all this. I know you're late, but you can go back and watch the first 5 minutes. I kind of wrap it all up there. So, do pugs listen? Yes and no. The Chihuahua definitely does. She's super smart. The pugs are kind of stupid, but they do listen. Pumpkin Spice Viper, how could you have such an awesome car and such a bad series? Exactly. William Levette, an Excelsior cap. I thought you weren't a fan. Well, apparently, William, you didn't watch the video where I got that. And once I had the Diamond Select Excelsior in hand, I did a complete review of it. And I think it's a pretty fantastic, not only toy from Diamond Select, but I appreciate the ship design a lot more. That I could. You didn't watch it was a whole revelation for me. Like, I actually kind of like this ship now. John Walker said, "Wait, was that plane a Robotech toy? I had one of those with metal parts. Never figured out how to transform it fully because I was 6. Amazing, I love it." No, this plane is the G.I. Joe Sky Striker, which is just an F-14. This is the HasLab one, though, the brand new one. I did a complete unboxing of that as well on the Captain Foley personal channel. No, it is not. It is not Robotech. I was never really a big Robotech fan, but Terrence Childs, I have no idea how that happened. The show was great. Viper was a television show I really liked. I'm sorry to hear that. It was just kind of all right. Captain Gorn dude. Terrence Childs, did you remember the television show Xena? You might want to try to get one of her swords. Look, me and my wife are huge Xena fans. We have the complete Xena collection on DVD. And I don't really like her sword, so if somebody gave it to me, I wouldn't argue. I would love to get her chakram, either version, the earlier version or the late version. Thank you for the tour, awesome. Well, that wasn't a tour, that was just here to take a look. But subscribe to the channels. Both of them, you won't be disappointed. William Lovett, have you seen the latest Playmate TOS Enterprise cap? It's not half bad. I have seen it. It's kind of shit compared to the original Playmates one. I even considered picking it up to do a comparison video, but honestly, I don't want it. It's got some good points to it, but maybe if I can get it at a good price. Pumpkin Spice, you need the Bandit Trans Am license plate too. Oh, yes, that's another one that's on my list. William Lovett, per my last, I mean, it's not the best, but it's not bad. Sternbon Hulk, I miss the real fried apple pies from McDonald's and the cinnamon chips from Taco Bell. Cinnamon crisps. We still have cinnamon crisps here in Canada from Taco Bell, so. Thundercats, yeah, got some Thundercats stuff. Jeremy Caulfield, Hostess fruit pies used to be bigger, or my hands got bigger, maybe. Captain Ron Phillips, wow, a 4-foot model of Godzilla. Do you know which version of Godzilla it is? Plus, I can understand it taking such a long time on the Gojira class, just like the 350 refit yet. Don't bring up the refit. That's like 8 years in the making. Everybody bothers me about that. But you know the reason that I haven't finished it. I've told you many times. I don't know which version of Godzilla it is. He would know. He's a huge Godzilla fan. I don't know, unfortunately. And I don't listen to what he says half the time, so. I mean, there's that. Do they still have McCookies? Probably. I remember those. I don't know. I haven't seen or thought about those in years. I'd have to go check. Peter Lukaku, though, throws in $5. Thank you so much. The movie The Creator is piquing interest. Have you seen the trailer? I have not, no. Pumpkin Spice, The Eye of Thundera. Yeah, I've got I got 2 Thundercat swords, actually. But yeah. William Lovett, my grandfather had the 39 Buick. What a beauty. Closest thing I have to my classic is a 89 F250 project. Nice. I got a 79 Camaro in the driveway. My first car, I got it when I was 18 in 1992. And still have it. It's in okay shape. It's got I got to replace a floor pan and the 2 front lower fender parts because they're a little bit, the rust is kind of cut up with it. But other than that, it looks so mint and it runs so beautifully. I just put a brand new sound system in it last year. I haven't done a Camaro video in a while, actually. That being said, I recently just filmed one and edited it today. It'll be on the Captain Foley personal channel in the next 3 or 4 weeks. Well, I've got like 4 videos uploaded. I don't know which release schedule I'm going to put them out in. So, anyway. Jeremy Caulfield says SWAT Cats and Galaxy Rangers. I meant fondly. I remember fondly. I don't remember. I don't think I've heard of either of those. Pumpkin Spice Cops, LOL. The guy with the retractable handcuffs that flies out. Cops. Central Organization of Police Specialists. Fighting crime in a future time. Dun, dun, da, 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 da. William Levette. I had not seen the vid on the Excelsior. I'll have to look it up after the live. Is it on your personal or Trekyards? It's on Trekyards. I think it's on Trekyards and the personal channel. Hold on, I'll do a quick search for it and share it. Hold on. Foley, Excelsior. Diamond Select. I'll share the link if I can find it. Usually these come up pretty quick. Yeah, there it is. First fucking one. Good job. All right. All right, I'll share it in the chat right now. This is the link to it. Check it out. All right. I miss FleetPod being here to do that for me, though. Sean O'Sullivan says, you think they will continue with Galaxy Quest TV show? Seems weird. Paramount Plus would air it against Trek if it goes ahead. I don't know. I would love to see a Galaxy Quest TV show. Do I think Paramount Plus? I don't know what Paramount Plus is doing. Paramount Plus has its fucking head up its ass. I got a lot of issues with Paramount Plus and CBS. So I don't know. It wouldn't compete with Star Trek at all. Honestly, I don't think. Even though Galaxy Quest is a much better Star Trek movie than JJ's 2009. JJ's 2009 Star Trek is more of a parody of Star Trek than Galaxy Quest could ever be. So, anyway. Trijem says, loved the collection, but really loved the Lola. What a cutie. I read the Captain's Logs. Yeah, I've got the Captain's Logs books as well. And thank you. Lola appreciates it. John Walker, did you have any toys when you were a kid that you, in hindsight, should never have gotten rid of? And how do you deal with knowing it's worth money looking back? So that's the thing. I have most of my childhood stuff. Most of it. I used to have the big kit from Knight Rider. It was like this big. You pulled the license plate and it said phrases, and it had the big Michael Knight figure. That's buried in my... Well, my parents own like a 4.5 acre lot of land. They still have it. When I was a kid, there was a great bit of land to play on. That car got destroyed, sadly, and kind of melted a little bit. Kit wasn't indestructible, turns out. And so I buried it in the neighbor's field so I wouldn't get in trouble. I still wish I had that. There's a few other little things that I would... I'd change if I could. Like my original Millennium Falcon, I still have it, but this center part right here that you see on this model, the center mandible thing, or between the two mandibles right there, has like a crescent shaped burn in it because I lit it and it got hit, it got battle damage, and it was like burning and the plastic was melting. So it's got like a little bit of a, I wish I wouldn't have done that shit. Anyway. Since nobody else chimed in, the last two plates are for baby. Thank you, Nick T. I don't know what that means, though. William Drab says, yeah, there's over 30 years old now. Just because there were many doesn't mean it won't be saying classic, I figure. Oh, you're talking to William Lovett. Okay. John Walker says, asking because I traded away a $10,000 Charizard when I was 12. Oh, for fuck's sake. So that's rough. That's rough. Yeah, I've got some valuable stuff. Some of it's not in the best of shape, though. I got bins of like G.I. Joe and Star Wars stuff downstairs. I just don't have room to display right now. I will soon, but right now I can't. And there's some valuable stuff in there. So, Willem Drab said, "Wonder if Year One will still make sheet metal, Captain. Wonder if Year One still makes sheet metal. I don't know what you mean." Pumpkin Spice says one of the Transformers was a Macross Robotech Valkyrie Vertiplane. That was Jetfire. or Skyfire, depending on which version. And yeah, he was pretty great. John Walker says SWAT Cats was an amazing show. I'll have to look it up. I haven't heard of that. So William Levette says thank you. Thank to Olam Drab. John Walker, though, throws in another $2. You're killing it, sir. Thank you so much. Pumpkin Spice. Those new Nissan Z Nesmos coupes are pretty sharp. Just way overpriced. John Walker says something that's probably been discussed here before, but your thoughts on the Orville, Captain. We've done a lot of reviews on the Orville. The Orville is fucking fantastic. It is what Seth MacFarlane wanted to get control of the Star Trek franchise, and he went to CBS and asked, kind of like a Jon Favreau situation. Jon Favreau and David Filoni in charge of The Mandalorian and now Ahsoka. He wanted to take the reins and get a show, like be the showrunner for a Star Trek show. Seth MacFarlane. He wanted to do that. They turned him down. So what did he do? He went and made the Orville. And I think the Orville is some of the best Trek we've got in a long time. It's fantastic. It is so on point for Star Trek. He made them look like idiots for turning him down, because he could have been making actual Trek. I love the Orville. It is fantastic. General Grievous says, I fear, and John Walker, anybody that's new to the chat, if you want to see what my thoughts are on anything, just type in Trekyards or Captain Foley, and then like Captain Foley Orville, Trekyards Orville, and we'll come up with all of our content because we tag all of our videos so that you guys can easily look that stuff up. General Grievous, I fear Paramount Plus would find a way to screw up Galaxy Quest. Oh yeah, I have an issue with Paramount Plus right now for sure. Olam Drab says, kind of wish that we could get the base model with an LSD. Oh, we talk about cars, man. Trijim says, Thundercats, ho! My voice came out. Thunder, 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 Thundercats, ho! Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, Thundercats had one of the best openings of any cartoon ever. Just hands down. Pumpkin Spice says, I would like to find a 1989 Dodge Daytona Shelby with T-tops. If I ever win the Powerball. Coolest car of the late 80s. Flash Red. Jeremy Caulfield said, had the original Star Wars figures when I was little, lost the phasers and communicators in sidewalk cracks. Oh, the original Star Trek figures. I think I read Star Wars. Oh, the Playmates ones? Yeah, I got a bunch of the old Playmates ones as well. I have a lot of the accessories. I did lose some in my parents' backyard and stuff, but like I said, I got most of my stuff from childhood. There's a few pieces that, yeah, befell an awful fate here and there, but those are stories for another day. Olam Drab said, sheet metal for your rusty Camaro bits. They're an old restoration parts company, mostly Chevy. I don't need that shit. We got something here in Canada, in Windsor, called CamaroDepot.ca. Anything you need for any Camaro of any year, you can get there, and they're cheap. Like the front quarter panels for my '79 Camaro are $160 each for each side. A new trunk is $60. That's fucking fantastic. Some things are a little bit overpriced. Like I paid $8 for a screw for my dashboard because they got the like specific screws, and I was missing like 3 of them. So I had to pay $8 a screw, and they only had 4 in stock. So I bought all 4, so I have an extra screw. So some things are ridiculous, other things are great. Those parts are obviously just the metal. They're unprimed. They're not painted. But yeah, so Pumpkin Spice Galaxy Quest TV series with Alan Rickman. That will falter. They can't wait decades to revive its sci-fi properties. Without Alan Rickman gone, yeah. It won't falter. I think it'll do really well, actually. It'll be like Galaxy Quest: The Next Generation is probably how they'll address the situation. I think it'll be fine. They should have done it much sooner, absolutely, but there's been talks about a Galaxy Quest TV show for fucking years, since the movie came out. William Lovett, I didn't catch the plates you said. Guess 4, but Nick T said baby. I have to assume supernatural. Yes, they were both of baby's plates. The seasons 1 and 2 plates, and also scattered throughout the series, and then the second set of plates. So yes, those were the plates. Good job. Supernatural's awesome. John Walker said, since nobody has the answer, the Farscape Harvey reference refers to the old black and white movie with a plot similar to K-Pax. The MC is accused of being crazy because his best friend TBC. I don't know what TBC means. Olam Jab said groovy, and yeah, amazing. They aren't even gouging. No, they aren't. Like on some things they are, like an $8 fucking screw, but those are so rare. They weren't even new. They were like used screws, but they CamaroDepot.ca. Plus, I don't have to pay import tax or anything because it is in Canada, and it's literally like an hour and a half from my house. So, Grant Johnson says a modern version of Rocket Robin Hood would be cool. Would it though? John Walker says, is a 6-foot-tall white rabbit in a suit and top hat named Harvey, and only the MC can see and hear him. At the end, you really wonder if Harvey was real or if it was just a guy. The guy was just crazy. You don't know. Interesting. Pumpkin Spice, the Orville ship needs saucer sections, different shapes for different classes of Union vessels. John Walker says, sorry, means to be continued. I should have known that. Thank you. Peter Lukaku says, do you have a guilty pleasure shows from the 90s like Twin Peaks or Northern Exposure? From the 90s? Yeah, I would definitely have some guilty pleasure shows. That might take some work to think about, though. Probably a few. I just can't think of them right offhand. What is... General Grievous is the man. General Grievous just shared our Orville playlist. That's a link to the Orville playlist, so thank you very much, General Grievous. Urs says, The Adventures of Tintin, the animated series from the 90s. Olam Drab, I expect Rocket Robin Hood is one of those things better not looked back at. It'll be disappointing. Yeah, I didn't watch Rocket Robin Hood. I did watch The Mighty Hercules, though, and G-Force, or Battle of the Planets. We've talked about that kind of stuff multiple times. But that's a discussion for another day. I think I'm done for this evening, guys. I think one of the dogs needs to go out and stuff as well. So we've kind of exhausted the episode discussion. And do you need to go outside? Yeah, you do. Okay. I'm getting looks. Thank you to John Walker and what is the other gentleman's name? It's a funky name. Where is it? Trigem. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Join both channels, please. Subscribe to both and click the notification bell for both. But I think I'm going to call it quits for this evening. How great was Kevin Sorbo Hercules for Guilty Pleasure shows? It's pretty good. Xena also, but that's not really guilty pleasure. I'm proud to say that I'm a Xena fan. Anyway, have a good night. John Walker, thank you so much. I will have a good night. And Wednesdays are my first reaction to Ahsoka, if you're a Star Wars fan. Thursdays are my first reaction to new Star Trek, which we got a few more weeks of Lower Decks, so please join me for those. I know you do. I know. Relax. So just make sure you're subscribed and notified so that you get notified when we do uploads or when we do lives, because I love having new people here to hang out with, and it's been a fun live, actually. So anyway, on that note, I think I'll see you guys later. Live long and prosper. Have yourselves a good night. Yes, I'm finishing up. See what I mean? I got to deal with this. Bye, guys. Okay. You gotta go outside?